part of reasoning section, right? Since CMAT is a high scoring exam, so anything that is above 25%, 1/4 of a section is considered to be important. So what are the different topics we will be doing today? So we'll be looking at statements and conclusion questions. Okay. In these types of questions, what happens is a statement is given and then certain conclusions are given. And we have to go through the statements and decide which conclusion will follow it. The second type is statement and assumptions. In these types of questions, so we are given a proposal followed by 2 arguments. And we need to understand that whether these arguments are in context with the given proposal. Okay. And we need to determine the strength, that whether it is a weak argument or a strong argument. In coding, decoding, these types of questions, certain words or strings, numbers, they are coded and they follow a certain pattern. And depending upon that pattern at various steps, at different pairs or different types of questions to find out whether which one is odd one out or which one will follow it, we need to find out what was the encoding happening, and as per the question string, we need to find out what happened. Okay, we need to relate it. And the last one is input output. In these types of questions, there are certain number of steps, okay, generally 4 or 5 steps. And each step, when you move from one step to the next one, there is some calculation or there is some arrangement happening. We need to understand what kind of calculation or arrangement happens, and that will help us to figure out what was the input and how did we arrive at an output. Then we'll be given another question string and we need to find out which input will result in which output. Yeah, good afternoon, Nishank. So let's start. Okay, let us discuss now questions related to these four types of reasoning. The first one is 4 pairs of words are given below. Find the one which is different out of the as compared to the rest of the 3, and we have to mark that as the answer. The first one is think, ponder. The second is abundant, plenty. The third one is entire, less. And the fourth is vigilant, alert. So these are the varieties, 4 options. Yeah, good afternoon, Anu. Good afternoon, Ashmita, Shraddha. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. So I believe everybody will be able to solve this very easily. Think and ponder, this is a synonym. When you think about it, when you ponder over something, right? Abundant is synonym of plenty. Plenty means a lot, abundant means a lot. Similarly, being vigilant means being alert, right? So A, B, D, every pair of words, they are synonym of each other. While entire and less, they are antonyms, opposite hai. Entire matlab sab, less matlab kam. So they are not synonyms. Can't exactly say antonym, but they are not synonyms. ठीक है? C होना चाहिए. Check करते हैं. C is the answer. Okay, next one. Select the option that is related to the third word in the same way as the first and second are related. Okay, so pulses and black gram, the way they are related should they be, we should have the same relation with cereal and one of the 4 options. So is coriander a cereal? No, because black gram is a pulse, right? Isko dal bolte hain apan India mein, right? Lentils, pulses. So black gram, kali dal, is a pulse. So coriander should be a cereal. It is not. Rice is a cereal. Mustard is not a cereal. Cotton is not a cereal, right? So rice is going to be the answer. Okay, rice is the answer. Next one. Below 2 pairs of numbers are given, but one number in the second pair is missing. So the way the first number is related to the second number, same way the third should be related with the fourth one. So what about 4 and 64? So can we say 4 and 64 can be seen in 2 different ways. One is 4 into 8 as 64. Actually, बहुत तरीके हैं. 4 plus 60 is 64. 4 plus 4 into 8 नहीं, 4 into 16. Or we can say 4 cube is equal to 64. ये 3 तरीके हैं. So if I do the same calculation with 7, so 7 into 16 is going to be a little over 100. we don't have that in the option, तो ये work नहीं कर रहा. Next is 7 plus 60, 76. That is not in the option. Next one is 7 cube is 343, not 243. ठीक है? 243 is 3 to the power 5. So 343 is there in the option. So the relation is about cubing the first number to get the second number. Right? 343. Very good, everyone. Very good. 343. Yeah. Okay, the next one, encoding decoding. In a certain coding language, bench is coded as YVMXS. In the same language, what will be the code for the word fault? So, आप क्या करते हो हमेशा? मैंने पहले भी सेशन में बोला हुआ है कि आप, the moment the exam starts, this is the first thing that you are supposed to write down. The first 13 letters of English alphabet from A to M, and the next 13 will start from N. N is your 14th letter. N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. ये आप लिख लिया करो हमेशा, ठीक है? So that once, whenever you come across encoding, decoding questions or input output वाले, you don't have to write down every time. या बीच solve करते वक्त time waste नहीं करेंगे. So bench is written as YVMXS. So bench में B is written as Y. So how is B written as Y? They are in the same column. E is written as V. N is written as M. C is written as X. And H is written as S. So whichever letter we have in the word, the other letter which falls in the same column is what we need to write it down, right? So if you're talking about the word fault, तो options check कर लेते हैं. The one that is very different, for example, the very first letter F, दो ऑप्शन या तो सेलेक्ट होंगे या फिर सीधे एक ऑप्शन पता चल जाएगा आंसर क्या. तो F के नीचे आता है U. So U means C and D can't be our answer. Now Z and X में A के नीचे आता है Z. So U, Z should be there. So B can't be our answer. Answer should be A. Right? Good, good. You guys are quicker than I am. ठीक है? Okay. Next one. In a certain coding language, DALGBTU is encoded as 3BHMMCU20. What will be the code for eagerly in the same coding language? You can see that some of them are written as numbers. Some of them are written as letter to letter. So, अपन ये complete लिख लेते हैं. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M. And I'm going to write down their positions also. Okay? कुछ पोजीशंस आपको लिखने, सारे नहीं लिखने होते हैं. सो ए का 1 होता है, ई का 5 होता है, आई का 9 होता है, एम का 14 होता है, सॉरी 13 होता है, नॉट 14, 13, राइट? देन एन ओ पी क्यू आर एस टी यू वी डब्ल्यू एक्स वाई एंड जेड, and the letters are N is obviously 14th, T for 20, right? And Z is going to be your 26th. इतना काफी है. Okay, let's look at the combination. D is written as 3. D को 3 लिखा गया, which means D is actually our 4th letter. So एक कम लिखा गया. So if I go by that logic, if E is our first letter, so the position of E is 5, I should have 4 at the beginning. So D doesn't make sense. Okay. Now, if you look at the 3 options, they all contain 4BH, 4BH and 4BH, which means if I check for the next 2 letters, it will be wastage of time. अपन पता तो कर लेंगे, पर जो भी आंसर आएगा वो तो सारे ऑप्शन से मैच करेगा, तो उस पे टाइम वेस्ट नहीं करता. Let's look at the last one because it's about number. U. U is our 21st number, 21st letter, sorry, 21st letter in the alphabet. So यहाँ पर लेकिन 20 लिखा हुआ है. So can I say whatever is the position of the last letter of the word, उससे एक कम the number should be written. So since we have eagerly as the word, so Y is our 25th letter, so we should be writing 24. 24 आपका केवल A और B में है, so एक और option गया. Now 24 is also done. Now if I compare these, we will realize that FS is common, so all I have to do is figure out कि N होगा कि M होगा, right? So let's look at the second last letter. Second last letter T, it changes to U. So how are T and U related? So whatever is the letter, उससे एक आगे जाने का है. So that is going to be U. So since we have the letter L, the second last letter, तो L के बाद क्या आता है? L के बाद आता है M. So we should have M. So B makes sense. A gets eliminated. Good everyone. Good, good, good. ठीक है? B is the answer. Okay, next one. 3 of the following 4 are similar in a certain way. Identify the odd one out. So it has got nothing to do with encoding, decoding. It has got nothing to do with pair of words, antonym, synonym, something like that. इन 4 words में से एक अलग होगा. ठीक है? Sometimes, which happens rarely, but they do happen, that sometimes 2 options will make sense. Then you have to choose the best fit option, जिसका ज़्यादा common relation है. ठीक है? For example, if I look at all of these cases, what I can do is, देखो अलग अलग लॉजिक. ठीक है, मैं अलग अलग लॉजिक ढूंढ रहा था. आई ऑब्वियसली नो दैट यू गाइज नो द आंसर. स्विमिंग, डाइविंग एंड फिशिंग, दे आर ऑल रिलेटेड टू वाटर. ड्राइविंग इज नॉट रिलेटेड टू वाटर, सो ड्राइविंग हो जाएगा आंसर. बट व्हाट आई मेंट अर्लियर वाज समटाइम्स मोर देन वन लॉजिक is also applicable. For example, I can say that the word swimming has 2 I's and 2 M's. Diving has just 2 I's. Fishing has just 2 I's. Driving word has just 2 I's. So out of all the 4 words, 3 words have 2 I's while 1 word has 2 I's as well as 2 M's. So can I say in this logic, A becomes the answer because A थोड़ा different है. पर आपको ये लॉजिक लगाना नहीं है. ठीक है? बिकॉज बिटवीन द 2 लॉजिक एज द काउंट ऑफ द लेटर्स, ओके, उसमें एंड व्हाट दिस वर्ड्स मीन एंड हाउ आर दे रिलेटेड इन जनरल पर्पस, ये स्विमिंग, डाइविंग एंड फिशिंग दे रिलेटेड टू वाटर एक्टिविटीज, राइट? दैट इज मोर कॉमन सेंस बेस्ड रिलेशन बिटवीन देम एज कंपेयर टू द नंबर काउंट ऑफ द लेटर्स और यू नो हैविंग 2 आईज और से ज्यादा कुछ. ठीक है, कोई एक लेटर ज्यादा रिपीट हो रहा है, तो ये वाला गलत लॉजिक हो जाएगा. तो आप लोग को ऐसे ही करना है, बिकॉज मेनी आर टाइम्स यू विल फाइंड मोर देन वन लॉजिक एप्लीकेबल. ठीक है, फिर कॉमन सेंस यूज करना पड़ेगा. सो कॉमन सेंस विल बी द वन दैट विल हेल्प यू फिगर आउट द आंसर. ओके, नेक्स्ट वन. Abhay's rank is 12 ranks below Bhanu's, who tops in the class of 72 students. What is the position of Abhay from the bottom of the class? Okay, so who और भानु के बीच में कॉमा है, so this who is भानु. So भानु tops the class where there are total 72 students, obviously including Bhanu because Bhanu topped the class and class has 72 students. Now it says Abhay's rank, so Bhanu is first rank, second rank and so on. It says Abhay's rank is 12 ranks below Bhanu's. भानु के बाद 12th रैंक पे है, which means Abhay's rank is going to be 13th, not 12th. Abhay's rank is not 12th from the beginning. Abhay's rank is 12th after the first rank. ठीक है, भानु के बाद 12 जाना है आपको. So if there are 72 ranks, so what will be the position of Abhay from the bottom, right? So ज्यादा मुश्किल काम नहीं है. What I'm going to do is I'm going to remove these. 72 में से ऊपर का आप 12 हटा दो. So can we say that there are going to be a total of 60 students? And in 60 students में, if I start counting the position from the bottom, Abhay's position will stop at 60. So the answer is going to be Abhay's position from the bottom is 60th rank. Right? Take a moment, think about it. It was below Bhanu's, right? तो 60 आना चाहिए, 59 आना चाहिए, पता चल जाएगा. चलो 68th. Next, in a row of 64 persons, Ankan is 20th from the left end and Chakshu is 9th from the right end. Okay, so we have a total of Ankan is here. and then we have Chakshu. We have a total of 64 people, out of which Chakshu's rank from the right is 9th. So this is first, second, and so on. Ye group hai. And Ankan's rank from the beginning is 20th. I know. How many persons are there between Ankan and Sahil? If Sahil is third to the left of Chakshu, so Chakshu agar idhar hai, so third to the left means first left, second left, third left. So if Chakshu's rank is 9th from the left, from the right, so it's going to be 10th, 11th and 12th. This is exactly where Sahil is. So Sahil is third to the left of Chakshu. Sahil's rank is 9th from the right. So Chakshu's rank is 9th from the right. So Sahil's rank will be 12th from the right. ठीक है? So अब यहाँ पर एक काम करते हैं. Let's do one thing. इधर Chakshu छोड़ देते हैं. Let's bring in Sahil because we have to look into number of people between Ankan and Sahil. Now, out of 64 people, if 20 people are on the left-hand side, right, and 12 people are on the right-hand side, so this is 20 plus 12, 32 log hain idhar, left and right, including Ankan and Sahil. So, how many people are going to be between them out of 64? 64 mein se 32 left and right. So, remaining 32 will be at the center. So, there are 32 persons between Ankan and Sahil. देखूं, चलो, right. So 32 is going to be the answer. So I want everybody to please like the video. Okay, next one. Questions based on verbal reasoning. So the following questions consist of statement followed by two arguments, 1 and 2. You must decide which of the arguments is a strong argument and which one is a weak argument. So strong, weak argument वाले questions हैं. ये interesting होते हैं ना? Statement is, should the government open more medical colleges in the country? Two arguments. The first argument says, yes. There is urgent need of qualified doctors and the ratio between doctors and the citizens is the lowest in India. ठीक है? Second argument says, no. The government should ensure quality education in the existing medical colleges as majority of the colleges lack necessary infrastructure. ठीक है? So, in very layman usage, in a very layman language, I'll tell you how to solve questions based on strong and weak arguments. ठीक है? एकदम simple words में बता रहा हूँ. Suppose you are having a debate with one of your friends, या फिर आपके dad के साथ, mom के साथ, sibling के साथ. You are having a debate, okay? And it's not random debate कि I like apples and I like pineapple cake and I like chocolates. It's not that. It's about real life scenario जो हमारे आसपास होता है, ठीक है? So when somebody says something, statement, not question. When somebody says something, okay? So suppose X says something and then Y says something. और Y के बोलने के बाद X का अगर मुंह बंद हो जाए, तो अपन इसको बोलते हैं strong argument. ठीक है? For example, suppose somebody alleged that I broke into their house and I stole cash from their house. ठीक है? एक typical example जो news में आप देखते हो. ठीक है? So a person is giving a statement pointing towards me that this guy entered my house and stole cash from me. Now I have to bring up an argument ताकि वो चुप हो सके because I did not steal it. So what is the best thing that I can put before him or before law or before police so that they realize that my argument is stronger than his, so I win. मतलब वो झूठ बोल रहा है, मैं सच बोल रहा हूँ, उस तरह का कुछ. So can I show him the CCTV camera of a particular hotel where I was on that particular day on which the theft happened? क्योंकि इंसान तो एक जगह एक टाइम पे एक ही जगह रहेगा ना. So I was not in the city at all. The moment that proof comes in, the entire allegation gets refuted. So that will be a strong argument. Now, the weak argument would be, I keep on saying that no, I did not steal, I did not come to your house, I did not break into your house. That will be weak because court doesn't care what people say, they want proofs. ठीक है? तो ये तो हो गया एक one of the cases, right? One of the scenarios. ऐसे ही कुछ आपको strong और weak में करना होता है कि ऐसा जवाब देना है कि सामने वाला शांत हो जाए. So suppose if somebody says, you know what, the government should open more medical colleges in the country. So if I say, yes, government should, you know what, there is actually an urgent need of qualified doctors and the ratio between doctors and citizens is a very skewed one. Okay, it's the lowest in India. Is this strong enough? क्या ये argument parliament में opposition बोलेगा तो government will be like कि चलो करते हैं. Okay. Suppose, now forget about the first argument. Suppose, again, somebody says, you know what, government should open more medical colleges in India. And then if I tell them, no, you know what, no, government colleges nahi khulne chahiye. What should happen is, whatever existing infrastructure we have, we need to improve that and bring out more experts and quality education in the medical colleges because I'm giving a fact here. Because the majority of the colleges lack necessary infrastructure. ये गप नहीं है. This is a fact. मैंने ये बताया कि ये होता है. So when I say that majority of the colleges lack necessary infrastructure, obviously the person before would be like, हाँ ठीक है ना, तो let's open the colleges. Do you think if there is a scarcity of something, bringing everything at one go, से problem solve हो जाता है? For example, देश में गरीबी है ना, तो गवर्नमेंट को क्या करना चाहिए? गवर्नमेंट शुड प्रिंट इन्फिनाइट नोट्स और सारे लोगों को करोड़ करोड़ रुपए दे दे, प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व. ऐसे होता नहीं है, राइट? इफ यू गाइस हैव रेड इकोनॉमिक्स, दैट्स नॉट हाउ थिंग्स हैपन. ठीक है? तो जस्ट बिकॉज गवर्नमेंट शुड ओपन मोर मेडिकल कॉलेजेस, इफ दिस क्वेश्चन इज आस्क्ड, शुड आई बी लाइक हाँ हाँ खोल दो यार, ये गड़बड़ है इधर इंडिया का पेशेंट एंड डॉक्टर्स का रेशियो? और शुड आई बी लाइक नहीं, आवर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर लैक्स राइट नाउ, सो वॉट एवर वी हैव विल नीड टू इंप्रूव दैट ऑन फर्स्ट. नहीं तो इस तरह से तो खुलते चले जाओगे. जस्ट लाइक देयर वाज अ वेव ऑफ इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेजेस एंड इंजीनियर्स सिंस 1990s और अभी तक है. डू यू रियली थिंक दैट एवरी इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज इज अ गुड वन, गुड एनफ? नहीं ना. So if you compare, which argument do you think is the stronger one? Is it both? Is it neither? Is it only one? Is it two? देखो, आपको अपना फील नहीं लाना है. आप अपना दिमाग, अपना फील नहीं लगाओगे कभी भी. नहीं तो अपने फीलिंग के हिसाब से, वेदर यू आर पैट्रियोटिक, वेदर यू आर राइट विंग, लेफ्ट विंग, बिकॉज दीज टाइप्स ऑफ क्वेश्चंस आर जनरली बेस्ड ऑन पॉल साइंस और सोशल issues. Okay, then you will have a very biased answer which will be wrong. So like most of you are saying argument 1 is strong. नहीं जी, argument 1 तो बहुत weak है. Because the moment somebody says doctors and citizens का ratio गड़बड़ है, and if I tell you हाँ तो किसी को भी डॉक्टर बना लो, open medical colleges and everyone who can get into a college make that person a doctor. Competition ही हटा दो ना, खत्म हो गई बात. Is this good enough argument? ये पहला वाला नहीं, because I have something to say again. I have a comeback for this. But when I say the second one, the person doesn't have a comeback for this. Because I said, infrastructure है ही नहीं भाई, तो बना कैसे लोगे medical colleges? जो है उसको better कर लो. So argument 2 is strong, not 1. Got it? तो ये ट्रिकी होते हैं because we are very much biased towards what we think is correct. Please understand, it's not about what we think is correct. नहीं होता है. जो सही होना चाहिए वो सही है. मेरे सही गलत लगने से कुछ नहीं होता. ठीक है? That's how you become a learned citizen and an intellectual. Another one, again government related. ऐसे ही questions होते हैं. So if somebody says, should government close? Every word is important. बंद कर दे. loss-making public sector enterprises. So forget about arguments. Suppose we are having a debate and the debate topic is government should close all loss-making public sector enterprises, and don't look at these arguments. See, the different arguments that students are going to put forward, you are going to put forward, right? Aspirants are going to put forward. Some of them will be like, no, let's invest more in the public sector. Let's improve it. Let's bring in better management. ठीक है? Let's bring in technology and इसको loss को profit बना दो. यही होता है ना? If somebody is not good enough, do you really discard them or do you help them become better? जैसे कि मैं आपको हेल्प कर रहा हूं कि आप थोड़ा और अच्छे से चीजों को समझ सको, एग्जाम क्लियर कर सको. ऐसा तो नहीं है कि आपको समझ में नहीं आता, मतलब आपको नहीं आता तो मैं पढ़ाऊंगा ही नहीं. ऐसे तो होता नहीं है. एंड इट शुड नॉट हैपन बिकॉज दैट्स द राइट वे. दैट्स नॉट हाउ आई थिंक. दैट्स एग्जैक्टली हाउ इट शुड हैपन. Right? That is one thing. Some of the people who have seen how the public entities have moved to private ones and they have seen them grow. Privatization होता है जब, जैसे DMRC है, Delhi Metro का, right? Not completely government owned. So when privatization happens, you see that there is cleanliness, there is discipline, there are certain rules and regulations followed, there are chances of less corruption over there, and so on and so forth. So privatization होना चाहिए या फिर उसको बेटर कर दो. यही दो चीज होना चाहिए अगर लॉस हो रहा है तो, right? If you are trying to if you planted a tree and if you wanted fruit out of it and if it is not growing so well, गर्मी है, बारिश हो रही है, and if you're not taking care of it, तो इसका ये थोड़ी है कि इसको काट के हटा दो. That's not the solution, right? Now, these are the general things we should be aware of. Many of you would already know. So when the first argument is read, it says no, all employees will lose their job security and earning. What would they do? Which makes sense. नहीं करना है इसको बंद. Right? Answer is no, government should not close. No का मतलब वही हुआ. Because what is the reason? All employees will lose their job security and earning. What would they do? Completely makes sense. ये मत करो आप. What you should do actually is you should make it better. Privatize कर दो, कुछ भी कर लो. Which part? That part is not given, but that's where this will eventually lead. आप सोचो अगर डिबेट चल रहा है इसके बाद आप यही बोलोगे if you are saying this, right? So the first one is a strong one. Second, yes, in the competitive world the rule is survival of the fittest. ऐसे तो दुनिया में केवल साइंटिस्ट बचेंगे because they are the most intelligent beings. बाकी हम सबको तो निकाल देना चाहिए अर्थ से कि अपन बेवकूफ है. सर्वाइवल ऑफ द फिटेस्ट की बात है ना. इफ यू आर नॉट टॉल एंड वेल बिल्ट एंड वेल फिजिक एंड इफ यू डोंट हैव गुड लुक्स, you do not have the chances of survival, so you should not be taken care of. गलत है ये, right? So ये तो बहुत ही गलत है. So this is a very weak argument. This is an argument where people have no knowledge about anything. वो बोल के उधर से निकल लेते हैं कि बोल दिया मैंने बस बिना सोचे समझे. So second is definitely a weak argument and the first one is a strong one. So only argument one is strong. And why first is strong? Because when I did not read any of this, when I simply looked at the question and thought that this was a debate, this is what I will come up with. Debate में कुछ भी नहीं बोलते हैं ना. I know not all of you must have gone through debate in your school or college life, but debate में वही बोलते हैं कि सामने वाला शांत हो सके. जब सामने वाला शांत हो गया तो आप जीत गए. That's exactly what strong arguments are, right? So A is going to be the answer. Okay, next. In the question given below, there is a statement followed by two conclusions. Previous वाले क्या थे? Strong and weak arguments. This one is about conclusions. Okay? I'll tell you now how, in layman words, in real life, how do we look into statement and conclusions. So you have to assume everything in the statement to be true. ये important part है. Statement में जो लिखा हुआ है वो सच है, सत्य है वो. It's a fact. Then consider the two conclusions that follow it, and then you need to decide which of them follows beyond a reasonable doubt from the information given in the statement. ठीक है? Example के तौर पर, the price of sugar in the market is increased day by day. ठीक है? So चीनी की कीमत बढ़ रही है. Arguments are शुगर हैज बिकम ए वेरी रेयर कमोडिटी। देखो जब आप ऐसे कुछ स्टेटमेंट्स बोलते हो ना, तो आपके पास कुछ फैक्ट्स होने चाहिए उसको सपोर्ट करने के लिए। स्टेटमेंट इज अ फैक्ट, आर्गुमेंट्स आर नॉट। आर्गुमेंट्स आर व्हाट यू आर सेइंग, राइट? सो अगर suppose if I say that farmers laws should be repealed, right? The farm laws, they should be repealed, मतलब वो नहीं होने चाहिए। Okay, this is just a statement, this is just a debate topic, and the moment I say farm laws should not happen, reason being most of the farmers they earn a lot. When I say this statement, do I have a number? Do I have some fact? Do I have some percentage कि actually मैं कभी खेत में गया भी हूं देखने के लिए कि farmers की life क्या होती है? Do you have the national database as to how many farmers are there and how many really need those farm laws? If I don't have it, then my statement, my argument was just a weak argument. Weak मतलब ऐवे ही कुछ भी बोल दिया। क्रिकेट की बात चल रही थी, फुटबॉल की बात कर दी, ठीक है, वैसा कुछ। So when I say sugar has become a very rare commodity, ये मैं कहां से बोल रहा हूं? It's coming out of thin air, right? It has got no base whatsoever. So ये argument तो है ही नहीं। Okay? Next is normal people cannot eat sugar. What do you mean by normal people? यहां पर देखो, the moment you read this, it strikes you, हाँ sir, the people who have got problem with blood sugar or blood pressure or diabetes, these people are asked कि शुगर नहीं लेना चाहिए, ठीक है? पर नॉर्मल पीपल में, नॉट नॉर्मल पीपल, हाउ डिड वी अज्यूम दैट? ये तो हमारे दिमाग की ऊपर थी ना, यहाँ तो लिखा हुआ नहीं है। सो नॉर्मल पीपल कैन नॉट ईट शुगर, दिस डजंट मेक सेंस। हाउ इज दैट रिलेटेड टू प्राइस? अग्रीड एवरीवन? देख लो आप लोगों क्या आंसर कर रहे हो। चलो, यू गाइस हैव आंसर डी। कोई भी कंक्लूजन नहीं फॉलो करेगा। दिस इज नॉट एग्जैक्टली आर्गुमेंट, दिस इज मोर लाइक कंक्लूजन्स, ठीक है? यू कैन नॉट कंक्लूड एनी ऑफ दिस। ओके, डी आंसर है। नेक्स्ट वन, assertion and reasoning. Okay, so there is an assertion and there is a reasoning. How to solve these types of questions in critical reasoning or verbal reasoning के? So होता क्या है कि when you read the assertion, after assertion you plant the word because हर क्वेश्चन में, and then you read reasoning. If it makes sense fact wise, आपके moods के ऊपर नहीं है, आपको फील आ रहा है कि सही होगा तो सही मानेंगे, it's not about that, fact based. If this entire two statements club together with a because between them, then we say that the reasoning is a correct assertion. It's a correct explanation. Okay? अगर नहीं मैच करता है तो अपन बोलेंगे assertion भी ठीक है, reasoning भी ठीक है, but it's not a correct explanation. Or we will say both are false, or one of them is true, another is false, and so on. ठीक है? Cutting of trees is a major reason for soil erosion because roots of trees holds the soil in place and stabilizes it against running water due to rain and flood. तो देखो, ये एक सच बात है, ठीक है? Forget about assertion and reasoning. This is a fact in itself. Cutting deforestation is one of the biggest reasons. It's actually the biggest reason why soil erosion happens. Now, this is a part of science or maybe general awareness. अगर आपको नहीं पता है तो उसमें आप कुछ कर भी नहीं सकते हो, ठीक है? Now, forget about the first one. Look at the second one. Roots of trees holds the soil in place and stabilizes it against running water due to rain and flood. ये भी सच बात है, ये भी बिल्कुल होता है. So both are definitely correct. So if both are definitely correct, तो reasoning is false and both are false. ये तो गया. Answer A या B में से होगा. Now, soil erosion happens because of deforestation, and because of deforestation, is it because now there is no tree to hold the soil together and to prevent it erode from floods and all? Exactly यही होता है. So can we say both are true and R is the correct explanation of A? not the correct ये तो नहीं है, it is the correct explanation, right? So I believe all of you must have answered A. Good, very good. ठीक है, this is how you deal with questions based on assertion and reasoning. Because लगा देते हो बीच में. Okay, the next one is input output. So what happens is you are given an input and you are given an output. Output is always the last step. Whether they write down their output or just the step 4 doesn't matter. ठीक है? You don't look at the steps. So this is the process. आप input देखते हो, आप सीधे last वाला देखते हो, आप बीच में इन सबको नहीं देखते हो. Don't read, don't waste your time. Don't do that. And what you have to check is the numbers that we have are 5, 7, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, right? थोड़ा ध्यान दोगे, these are prime numbers. The final answers that we have, these are not the same numbers. These are not same 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17. Not in any random order. ये तो बिल्कुल नए numbers आ गए. So can we say from input to output, there should be some calculation happening? Something getting added, doubled, halved, square हो रहा होगा, कुछ हो रहा होगा. Right? So this is the first thing that you should be able to figure out. If in the output, the steps 4 of it, if we had the same numbers but in some random order, इसका मतलब calculation होने के chances कम है. It's about the arrangement then. Right now, it's not about arranging the values. It's about some calculation getting done. So let's look at the calculation. For that, केवल एक column को देखो, बाकी सब भूल जाओ आप. हाँ, if there is some ambiguity, then you pick up some other column. 3 becomes 9. So if 3 becomes 9, it could be into 3 or it could get squared. So बाजू वाला भी check कर लो, you will realize it's getting squared. 9 becomes 18. This is getting doubled. 25, 50, 49, 98 double हो रहा है. 18 becomes 20. So 2 is getting added. Right? Double square वगैरह तो नहीं है. 2 add हो रहा है. 50, 53 हो गया तो इधर को 3 add हुआ. 98, 102 हो गया तो इधर को 4 add हुआ. So we are adding consecutive numbers. Okay. 20 becomes 15. So there is a difference of 5. 53 becomes 48. So this is a difference of 5. 102 becomes 97. This is a difference of 5. So we know at every step what is happening. Okay. Now, as per the rules followed in the above steps, find the appropriate answer. The rule is now known to us. If 888 is one of the numbers in step 3, step 3 में अगर इधर को 888 है, तो ये 888 कैसे आया होगा? कुछ ऐड करके. And whatever number we will be getting in step 2, this, how will we get this? By doubling it. And when we are doubling it, how do we reach there? By squaring a prime number. Right? Remember? ये आपका input है. This number is going to be your step 1. This number is going to be step 2 and this number is going to be step 3. So, 888 में कितना add करेंगे? It may be the first number, it may be second number, it may be 10th number, it may be 2000 number. मेरे को क्या पता? It never said, no, 888 is the 6th number. Sorry, 7th number here. नहीं पता. So we will start with the options. Okay. So first option says 21. So if prime number is 21, square of 21 is 441. 441 का double is going to be 882 and 882 plus 6. बिल्कुल possible है. Right? Okay. If I take the second option, 23. 23 का square is 529. 529 का double is going to be 1058, and you don't add to get 888, you will have to actually subtract. So 23 doesn't make sense. And if 23 doesn't make sense, the other 3 will also not make sense क्योंकि वो भी बड़ा ही है ना. Their squares are going to be larger, their double is going to be larger, then you will have to subtract to reach 888. So 21 makes sense. Good, good everyone.